All right, everyone. Well, for some reason, I got shut down. And now, let's see if we're going live here. All right. So, okay, let's see here. Can anybody hear me? Looks like we are trying to go live here. All righty, let's see here. We've got, if you are on X, Rumble, or YouTube, will you send me a message and let me know that it's going live again? For some reason, we got shut down. I was just on a live on TikTok and the whole thing got shut down. I don't know what happened or why they did that, and I appealed it and they immediately reversed it. So, boy, your guess is as good as mine what's going on with this. Let's see if we can get this up and going again. All right, let's see here. Let's see. Alex, if you can hear me, I'm having that same issue again. I don't know why it's not letting me bring you on. Hold, bear with me, everybody. I'm trying to set up our moderator. And for some reason, I'm having... Oh, Alex, are you in and moderating? Did it continue what we had? Oh, okay, you're good. Okay, great. All right, everybody. Well, we're back live. Boy, oh boy. You know, this whole thing about them not letting us talk about what we want to talk about is just mind-blowing to me, that we've got so many restrictions on what we can and can't do. So, everybody, once again, let me know where you're from. Put it in the comments on TikTok or in the chat in Rumble, YouTube, and X. And let's see if we can get some comments going here. So ask me some questions. Let me know what's going on. Let's see here. And it looks like we are live on X as well. Okay, great. Let's see. So we have Lloyd Can from Texas. Welcome, Lloyd. We have Jim Stacchiotti from Pennsylvania. Welcome. Mike Hansen from Parker, Colorado. Hey, Mike. I lived in Winter Park and Highlands Ranch for a number of years. Beautiful area. Welcome. Roy May 31. Trump for America's president. Right on, Roy May. Real Zeri 28, Washington State. I'm sorry if I butchered that call sign. Christine Westjohn from Hayesville, Kansas. Welcome, Christine. Donna Shane from Illinois. Welcome, Donna. Serendipity from Chicago. Welcome. Erlinda from Nebraska. Excellent. And our moderator said that we are live on X, Rumble, and YouTube as well. Wonderful. It's actually working. This gentleman who's been helping me is just a godsend. We're actually streaming and simulcasting live on 4 different platforms right now, and it's all because of him. Thank you again for all your help. So let's see. Mike Hansen said, have you watched Jim Rickards' predictions and my thoughts? I don't know who that is, and so I really can't comment on it. Maybe you could put something in the chat and let me know what you're thinking. And if you would, guys and gals on TikTok, give me a double tap on TikTok and a thumbs up or a like on YouTube, Google, and X. That would be much appreciated. So Jim Statoshi said, what's your thoughts on this election? Wow, that's a loaded question, Jim. I think if we have an election, which there's reason to believe that we may not, I can see it going a couple of different ways. I could see it being stolen again, and then rectified after the fact, I could see it being a complete and total landslide for President Trump. But again, there's no way to tell at this point. We're in a kind of uncharted waters. So, it's a very good question. Let me know what you all think about this. I'm not really sure. Mike said he's predicting a Trump win, but Dems will Congress and not ratify the election, then a meltdown. Mike, you could be right. I mean, let's take it a step further. Let's say President Trump wins and they arrest him after the election. That's not out of the realm of possibility. I think it's all controlled, and I believe the Patriots are in control, but it's a possible scenario that could play out. Let's see. Just Donna said, "Hey, Sam." Hi, Donna. Nice to see you. Mrs. R said, "What would be the reason for no election?" Well, in my opinion, and this is just in my opinion, if the truth about 2020 comes out, all of a sudden we're in a constitutional crisis. If they prove that there was something that happened in 2020 that most people are not willing, or some people are not willing to admit, well, then we're in a constitutional crisis and nobody knows how it's going to play out. That's just one possibility. Serendipity Gina said Trump will win. I agree. If it is a free and fair election, absolutely, hands down, probably 50 states. But again, we'll have to see. Let's see. We have people sending roses. Thank you. I appreciate it. It is not only is it nice to have that, but it's just nice to get that reassurance that people are on board and liking what I'm providing. So I truly appreciate it. Thank you. Just Donna said treason is the reason. Well, there's a lot of truth to that. And I completely agree that when this all comes out, and I believe it will, there are going to be a lot of people that are going to be shocked. Now, again, I think that there's a lot of people that have woken up, many more than we had in 2020. But again, how it's going to play out long term, nobody really knows, myself included. Ohad said, "I'm not from America. Can I share my perspective?" Of course you can. Absolutely. As long as it's not, violent in nature or disgustingly, of course, please have your opinion. So I want to thank people that have sent gifts, and please continue to do so. Thank you. But I'm not really sure how to identify who those people are. As most of you guys know, guys and gals know, this technology thing is not my forte. I'm learning as I go. So please bear with me. And if for some reason I don't acknowledge your gift, thank you. Thank you so much. But if you would, double tap the screen on TikTok. And if you want to send a gift, that'd be great. And on Rumble, YouTube, and X, please give me a thumbs up. I'm trying to build up the following on those platforms as well. So we just got to get the word out to everybody that we can. AEL True Repentance says God is in control and believe Trump is in his favor. I would agree. I would think that there are unforeseen forces that are helping us, to say the least. Larry 3472. Oh, we just got something from somebody. I'm so sorry, you guys. It was hand hearts from Alex. Thank you, Alex. So anyway, yes, there are forces that are in play that I don't believe we can see with our eyes, but are certainly helping in some way or another. Anthony Court says, "Are you Lebanese?" Yes, I am. Lebanese and Syrian, half and half. And Lloyd Can said, "Are you related to Tony Shalhoub?" It's funny. Before Tony became famous, anytime anybody saw my last name, they didn't even know how to pronounce it. And since he's become so well known, everybody knows the last name Shalhoub. No, we are not. I mean, I'm sure we're related somehow, but I do not know him. But from what I understand, he's a nice man. Stephen J said he was born and raised a Democrat and he's voting for Trump. It's funny, Stephen, but there's so many people like you. I just had a gal on my show called Trump Era. She's a young millennial who was conditioned by the left, and she got her way out of that and is now part of the conservative movement. And she goes by Trump Era on TikTok. Give her a follow. I think there's a lot of people like us, like them, like you, I should say. Brandon York, Trump. You guys, let me know where you're from in the chats so I can say hello. So let's see. We have, what keeps you in California, from Mike Hansen. Well, Mike, I was born and raised here. I spent quite a few years in Colorado. I spent some time in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, but I had some family issues that had to be taken care of. So I'm back here in California for now. We'll see how long it lasts. I don't know. But no matter what you hear about California, the majority of Californians are conservative. No matter what you see on the mainstream, believe me, we are the majority in California. And in fact, I just did an interview with Evelyn Frankel, who is part of the Trump team. She was on the show, a couple weeks ago, and she agrees with me. We have way more Trump supporters here than most people realize. Oh, Stephen J. He's from California. Hey, Stephen, great. Welcome. Anthony Court, People's Republic of California. Exactly. Gladiator X, hello from Kentucky. Welcome, Gladiator. Oh, try 33 from Hawaii. Welcome. AI True Repentance, no one wants cute communism. I agree. Nobody does. But again, until the mainstream media is dealt with, we're going to have some people, some outliers that just don't see it yet. Mega MAGA 2024 said we could see California flip this election. I personally believe it already has. I believe that there was things going on in 2020 that prevented people from seeing it. Again, that's just my opinion, but I think it's a pretty accurate one. Gail 30 said, I'm also born and raised Democrat, now independent. Excellent. Good. Thinking for yourself. That's great. Try 33 said, California needs Trump for business. Well, that's true. I mean, we are just it's a cluster here in California. And I was born and raised here in California. I know it very, very well. And the homelessness, I mean, what Newsom spent like $32 billion on homelessness with no way to track whether it was effective or not. Where did that money really go is what I want to know. Steve J, Trump 2024. There you go. Mike Hansen said, Trump winning California. Could you imagine? Well, yeah, I can, because I believe he is. I am convinced that the majority of Californians are conservative. And the conservatives of today are the Democrats of yesterday, not literally yesterday, but years ago. We want the best for people. And I think that's what's happening now. And I believe that to be true. Let's see. So we have, JD Dominic. I've got to say about California living in Florida, work for a Cali company. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but maybe you can give me some more info there. Hey, JD Donovan said, if Trump wins California, I'll eat my palms. Well, get ready. Get the mustard ready, because I'm telling you, it's coming. Lisa D said, good morning. Well, good morning, Lisa. I'm in California and I'm voting for Trump the third time. Excellent. I agree with you. He's going to win in a landslide if it's a free and fair election. Mike L said, Kamala is cooked. Isn't that the truth? She can't even answer a coherent sentence or a coherent question. It's just mind-blowing that anybody would be on her side. But whatever. I mean, I guess to each his or her own. So we have, is my name Sam or Isom? No, it's Sam, actually Samuel, but yes, Sam. Hey, Angie, you're here. Hi there. Glad I caught you live. Have to hop off for work conference, but enjoy your day. Same to you, Angie. I'm glad you can make it in for a while. Jamie, Trump 2024, LA, California. Wonderful. That's excellent. Welcome. Okay, and as you all know, I'm trying to learn these technologies, so bear with me as I'm trying to get these questions answered. Let's see, JD Donovan, if he wins Cali, the cheating failed. Very true. Very true. So we have, Kerry said, unless the Democrats make a big earthquake. Well, you know, I personally believe that there is weather modification that takes place. I believe it can also affect the tectonic shifts of the plates. That's just my opinion. Oh, Ruben sent a TikTok universe. Thank you, Ruben. So I think that the majority of people don't understand the level of weaponry that is existing now. It's off the charts. My personal belief is our government is 50 years ahead of where we think they are. Mike L. just got the #2 gifter badge. Thank you, Mike L. Thank you. It's truly appreciated. Mike L. Trump, there we go. Steven said, we are voting for Trump in Cali. Excellent. A lot of us are. So we have, oh, sorry, I lost that question. Here we go. R.R. Slot says, I pray every day that Trump wins. Well, continue the prayers because they're needed. Jarhead64 said, I'm in Pasadena, California. The whole family of 5 are voting for Trump. Welcome to the show, Jarhead. And I hope that's not disrespectful, but that's your screen name, so that's what I'm calling you. Excellent. 5 more votes for President Trump. And, you know, there's people in the chat that are anti-Trump and what, you know what? You have your opinions. I'm not here to convince you of anything. I'm here to give you my perspective and the perspective of all of us. And as long as it's a rational, under control conversation, I'm all for that. That's the way it should be. We should be able to express our views in such a way that communicates what we believe and what we don't believe. I think that's important. And I think that's the direction we're going. So let's see, you guys. Let me see. If you would, again, double tap the screen on TikTok and send me a like and a thumbs up on Rumble, YouTube, and X if you would. I would truly appreciate it. Okay, so we have, let's see. Doopy says, I still don't know how this presidential race is close. Well, I don't believe it is. I don't think it's anywhere near close. I think that the polls are designed to present a certain narrative. But even if you go, I reported on this morning, Brian Cranstein on X, he's far left. And he did a survey on X, 190,000 plus respondents, have President Trump at 82%. Look at the Vegas odds. Vegas is never wrong, at least not by much. Look at what their odds are. They've got President Trump at 75%. So, you know, again, you have to make up your own mind, and I don't believe that it's close in any way, shape, or form. Again, thank you for all of these. Agape Rescue Chilton says, if I hear the word misinformation one more time, I'm going to scream. I get it. I know. But again, that's just the way they cover things up. That's the way they work, and that's the way they've always worked. But what I find interesting is that we have ABC, CNN, MSNBC, all of them are not as radically against President Trump as they used to be. Why is that? Is there something going on behind the scenes? Well, I know what I believe, but I'd love to hear your opinions on it too. Christine Westjohn said the last true Democrat was President Kennedy. Both sides of the aisle worked together. I agree. And some of the things that he was trying to get done in his administration are a lot of the things that the good guys, in my opinion, are getting done now. Let's see. We have, sorry about that. Iron Will 999 said a TikTok universe. Thank you so much, Iron Will. It's truly appreciated. Mike Hansenton, do you believe China is going to make a move before the election? Wow. Well, I have a theory on that, and I hesitate to say too much on some of these platforms because they'll throttle me or shut me down. And as a lot of you may have known, I was just on a live on TikTok and got shut down just an hour ago. I appealed it and they immediately reversed the appeal. So I've got to be careful how I say things. I'm not trying to be deceptive or not being upfront. I just have to be careful how I phrase things at this point. Missing Cat said, true, we all have different opinions. One of the things that makes America great, of course, that's the way it should be. But what I found in my experience, and I've been in this fight for almost 40 years, I find that people that don't understand why they believe what they believe, a lot of times will come out and attack or shut down or have an emotional outburst because they just don't understand. And when you question their fundamental belief system, they don't know how to react. So when people disagree, I'm cool with that. As long as they're, polite and making points, we don't need vulgar language. We don't need screaming and yelling. We just need to be able to communicate our ideas. At least that's my opinion. So Susan said, I agree. The polls are fake news. They are. Of course they are. Anybody in their right mind that would think that Kamala is anywhere near the level of popularity that President Trump is, honestly, need to have their heads examined. Mela Pella said, I agree. The polls are, or no, I'm sorry. Mela Pella said, Assange still has the evidence. We'll prosecute them all. Yes. And isn't it interesting that he comes back right before the election? Well, we're going to have to see how it plays out, but I expect there to be some, what do we call, October surprises this year. Sure seems that way to me. Missing Cat said, however, if I think if dead people manage to vote, those votes should count. Well, I'm assuming you're being facetious there, but yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. But on the bright side, lots of voter rolls are being cleaned up in multiple states all around the country. And I report on this on a daily basis. And for you who don't maybe know this, but I do something called the Daily Dispatch, which is I do it 6 days a week. I do 4 to 8 minutes, bullet points of the geopolitical landscape, health and wellness, different things like that. And I post it on TikTok, Rumble, YouTube, and on X. So, I would love to have you all join and watch and send me comments on my dailies. But I do talk about that quite a bit when it comes to the Daily Show. It's called the Daily Dispatch. J5D67 said, why aren't they talking about the fires out west? Yeah, well, that was a very good point, J5D. I just reported on that this morning. We've got Wisconsin, Wyoming, California, all on fire. Some of the biggest fires it is, and I agree. I don't believe that they're naturally occurring wildfires, nor do I agree with what happened in Hawaii was a naturally occurring event. So, I agree with you. It's got to be brought out, and that's one of the reasons I talked about it this morning on the show. RE said Obama gave orders for the media to use propaganda. Well, what he did is he basically revoked the Smith-Mundt Act, which basically said you can propagandize the news. And all of that's being changed. The SCOTUS is making a bunch of rulings. They've made a bunch of rulings, one being the Chevron deference when it comes to the bureaucratic red tape and the control of the bureaucrats. I think that's it's coming out slowly but surely, but it's coming out. Okay, so let's see. Mike Hansen understood. Okay, great. Let's see. We've got some banter going back and forth in the chat. That's good. As long as it's well-mannered, I'm all for it. Simbar said it's the guy who played Monk. No, that's not me. That's a different Shalu, but thank you for the compliment. Let's see. Alex, again, thank you for taking care of some of these things in the chat. Polls don't vote. Well, I don't know if I agree with that. I think it's a sampling, especially with somebody like Cranstein, who has a far left following or a left-leaning following. It's interesting that he's got President Trump at over 80%. Mike L. said, I've met one polite Democrat in my life. Well, the thing is, Mike, people that are emotionally mature, you've got IQ and you've got EQ. EQ is very important when it comes to communicating. So I've had lots of discussions with people leaning left or even far left that are civil. And I think that's the way it should be. So I think they're out there, but I think the ones that get the attention are the ones that are screaming and yelling. Oh, hey, Beth Owens is here. Hey, Beth, she said Red October. Yes, Red October. There's going to be quite a bit of, I think we're going to see quite a bit this month. And we've already seen quite a bit. So we'll have to see what happens. But welcome, Beth. Glad you're here. MAGA said, 2024 said they better get on it because the time is ticking out for the October surprise. Well, I know, and we've all been wrong before as to when things are going to happen. and I do my best to stay away from any type of date prediction. Even with upcoming events, I can give my opinion, but again, it's just my opinion. Now, is it an educated opinion? Yes, it is, very much so. But nobody knows how it's going to play out. So, we'll just have to see how it plays out. Just Donna said, I can't wait for a Rachel Maddow and the Women of the View meltdown. Oh boy, isn't that the truth? It's just amazing to me that those people are still on air. But again, it's the mainstream media, and that's all being changed. It's all moving in a different direction, and it's slow, but it's sure. And an analogy I use a lot is, if you have a boiling pot of water and you want to boil a frog and you dump the frog into the boiling water, it's either going to jump out or die. So you have to bring the temperature up slowly. And I think that's what's happening with mainstream media. I believe there are mechanisms behind the scene that are influencing the mainstream media now in a positive manner. And we're going to see more and more come out, in my opinion. But yeah, when the View people met down, that's going to be one to watch. AEL True Repentance says, I think that October surprise will be in the week of the 14th. Well, I don't know about that specific date. Maybe you can give me a little more information as to why you think that. Joseph Hinson said, Disney matter if a hurricane wipes out countries and then brings in the mail-in ballots. Well, I don't think we're going to have something that significant happen in terms of somebody or parts of the country being wiped out any more than they already have. But who knows? We could have something that appears to be cataclysmic happen and it affect the election. There's no way to tell at this point, but that's a good point. Again, you guys, if you would, guys and gals, double click on the TikTok screen and give me a thumbs up and or a heart on X, Rumble, and YouTube, if you would. I'm trying to see who's on what, and I've got multiple screens opened up here trying to see. I know that YouTube and X are working fine. I believe Rumble is, but for some reason I can't see my I'm not able to see my Rumble account for some reason. I don't know why, but again, this is a process for me. I'm kind of learning how to work all of this technology at the same time. So let's see. Lots of precious minerals there. Yes, there's lithium deposits in North Carolina, from what I understand. There are lithium deposits in Wyoming. And is that part of this land grab? Well, I'm telling you, there's quite a bit going on. Everybody on TikTok and all the other platforms, let me know where you're from so I can say hello. Santa Cruzing says, I'm in Northern California. What fire? There are multiple fires up north. I don't know the exact locations of them, but I've seen it on multiple platforms. So if anybody has any additional information for Santa Cruzing, let's put it in the chat so we can get his question answered. Let's see. We have Michelle Robinson from Oregon just joined. Welcome, Michelle. Beth Owens, yeah. Graham Cracker responded to Beth. Oh, you got to read that in the chat. I don't know if I should say it out loud. That's a good one, though, I think, if I'm understanding what he's saying here. Mike L. said, lithium deposits near Asheville, North Carolina. Kamala's husband, a major player in stock holdings. Yes, Mike, and I believe it has to do with BlackRock, if I'm not mistaken. Rad, with a whole bunch of numbers, said, how do you feel about Congress's refusal to meet again to discuss disaster funding? Well, again, I think there are many more things going on behind the scenes that people are not aware of. One being continuity of government, devolution. I think that's in play. But again, I have to be careful what I say, but I think there's much more going on behind. Oh, Beth, you're in Alabama. I didn't know that. Welcome. Nice to see you. And I didn't know it was Alabama. Great. Mrs. Karen, hello from Virginia. Handwriting Nancy, hello from Michigan. Welcome, Nancy. Heidi from Philadelphia. Welcome, Heidi. Oregon Coast for Seahorse One. Debbie. Welcome, Debbie. Let's see. We have some bots, or I shouldn't say bots. We have some trolls in the chat on some of these platforms. Just disregard them. They're being handled by the moderator as we go forward. But I'm all for people giving their own opinion. But when you're using an ad hoc or an ad hominem attack or some kind of a red herring, I don't waste my time on it. So, an American Girl 83 just followed me. Great, welcome. Glad to see you here. So, as I said, is it another land grab with these wildfires and with the floods? Your guess is as good as mine, but it's something to certainly pay attention to. Maggie from Iowa, welcome, Maggie. Oh, and Beth said, yeah, me too, Beth. I'm glad I got a moderator as well. I mean, it's, as I said, I'm learning this technology, and right now we are live on 4 platforms: X, YouTube, TikTok, and Rumble. So, it's a yeehaw. We're moving forward. An American Girl said, hey, hi, American Girl. Philip Kellner said, born in Southern California, live in Texas, or live in Texas. Well, I can't blame you, Philip. I'm probably going to leave California at some point. Don't know where I'm going to go, if it's going to be back to Idaho or I don't know. But for now, this is where I'm at, and this is where I'm fighting the fight. So I understand why you would want to leave, believe me. Kathy from Kentucky. Welcome, Kathy. Angie, go Sam. Thanks, Ange. Carla 71, you're doing great. Well, thank you very much, Carla. I appreciate it. Melanie Casey said Appalachia area needs donation: baby items, mother items, feminine products, body bags, and a whole bunch of stuff. So if you want, reach out to Melanie. Maybe she can point you in the right direction on how to help out there. I do have a friend of mine who is from Kentucky. It was actually him and a group of firefighters are on their way to North Carolina as we speak to deliver hundreds of pounds of supplies. So it's another example of California, of America coming together and helping one another. It's just a wonderful thing to see. Michelle Robinson said, American Girl said, Alabama Girl as well. I love your Alabama accents. I got to tell you, you and Beth, even though I've never spoken with you, would love to hear your voice sometime. I love that Alabama accent. Michelle Robinson, I was from Paradise, California, the campfire 6 years ago, and wondering if something fishy like DEW. It's quite possible. I don't believe for a second that these are naturally occurring fires, but again, time will tell as the truth comes out. American Girl said, come to Bama. Well, it's funny. I'm actually going to do a tour. I'm going to Arizona and a couple different states sometime in the next couple months, and I'm going to do my broadcasting from different states around the country. And if that's something that you guys want to be on, then send me a private message and let's see if we can't put it together. Angie from Illinois. Yes, wonderful, Angie. Alexander Lanachek says, howdy from Texas. I'm on the tractor listening. Wonderful. Wonderful, Alexandra. Great to hear you here. Glad to have you here. Benji 1959 said, Texas is a good state to come to. I know it is. I have a lot of friends there. Erica KB said, I'm just glad to hear a California guy who isn't a sheep. Well, that's very true. As I said, I've been in this fight for almost 40 years. I can remember 30 years ago talking to people about the dangers of the you-know-what that I'm talking about for children. And back then, people thought I was crazy. And then I would talk about, 25 years ago, the chemtrails. When I first saw the movie, What in the World Are They Spraying? And I started digging into that. People thought I was crazy. And then when I started talking about fluoride and how toxic it is, people thought I was crazy. Fast forward to now, I've seen more people wake up in the last 4 years than in the last 4 decades. So we're moving on in the right direction. Let's see. Melanie Casey said, follow Cornbread on TikTok for the hookups. I'm assuming that's to get supplies over to the affected areas. Thank you for that, if that is the case. American Girl said, I hate my accent and why I don't go live. Mine is stronger than Kylie Pitts. I think it's a wonderful accent. Go live. Have fun. We need that Bama voice out there. Angie asked, as far as the wildfires, are they making any progress on extinguishing them? Well, I don't have any new updates as of yet, but I'm confident that they will. Melanie said she has names of those to send it to. Okay, great. So anybody look in the chat, you can find this other TikTok person, and she can help you get supplies to the affected area. Rihanna said, why did DeSantis just laugh about weather modification in his press briefing just now? I haven't seen that. I don't know. But when you have somebody like General Flynn coming out and verifying that there is weather modification, it's best to pay attention to what he's saying, in my opinion. Queckany Janet said, is this my first live? No, I don't go live all that often. I'm doing it more and more now because I have a person helping me with the technology, and I'm live. We are all live now on 4 different platforms at one time. So I am doing more and more lives. And thank you for being here, Janet. Michelle Robinson, and I just want to know what they wanted from our little town. You're doing a great reporting the news. Thank you, Michelle. Well, I'm sure there's much more than just one thing that they're trying to get, but justice is coming, and the exposure is happening as we speak, and we're going to see a lot of things happen in quite some time. I mean, a quite short amount of time. Let's see. We have American Girl said, you're not crazy. My son said he was getting a fluoride treatment. And I said, oh, no, you're not. Exactly. I can remember, my kids are grown now. And my wife then, who I am no longer married to, we had a situation with my daughter when she was probably 8 or 10 years old-ish. And they wanted to give her fluoride treatments. And I got and this is 20 plus years ago, I got the dentist on the phone and I said, look, and I went through the articles that I had from New England Journal of Medicine, British Lancet, MIT, talking about the dangers of fluoride. And I had her on speakerphone so my wife could hear, because she was my wife at the time, and because she was kind of pushing back. And finally the dentist came out and said, well, we know that it's toxic, but it's better to play it safe than sorry. And I said, absolutely not. That is ridiculous. So anyway, you're right. No fluoride, in my opinion. American Girl said, we can go live together. Sure. Send me a private message or go to my website, samshalhoub.com, and send me an email, and we'll see if we can't put something together. I would love to. That would be great. HAARP, cloud seeding, yes, all very true, in my opinion. I've studied this stuff for years. HAARP is much more involved than people realized. Oh, I'm sorry. Janet said it's pronounced Queenie. Okay, sorry about that. I wasn't sure. I butcher some of these names sometimes. I apologize. Patty Politics said, no fluoride, no pesticides, no polyester, no plastic. There's a lot of truth in that. As you all probably know, or people that follow me, I've been in the health and wellness industry for many, many years. I was a competitive bodybuilder when I was younger. I owned a nutrition company that I sold maybe 10 years ago. So I've been in this a long time. And if you all are looking for specific remedies for specific ailments, if you go to my website, samshalhoub.com, there's a button on there that says Dr. Peter Glidden. He is phenomenal. I've done multiple lives with him on TikTok. But if you go there, click on the button, he answers all kinds of questions, anything you could imagine on his website. But it's samshalhoub.com. Go to the Dr. Glidden button. Okay, let's see here. We've got Ms. Karen said, WDP has video of planes tracking, shows what they were doing during the hurricane. Well, again, I think there's going to be a whole lot more coming out. American Girl said, got to go back to work. American Girl, thank you for being here. Have a great day. Melanie said, these storms in these areas will continue, makes her cry, and the devastation, death, and the missing. I agree. It's tragic. It's just tragic, but my hope is that this will spur people to wake up even more so we can hold the people that are responsible to accountability. And I believe that's what's happening. So if you guys would, again, guys and gals, double click the screen on TikTok and give me a thumbs up and a like on YouTube, Rumble, and X, please. So let's see. Johnny Lowe said, what has fluoride done? No one ever died. I don't know what you mean by that, but if you look up, fluoride is essentially a byproduct of aluminum manufacturing and artificial fertilizer manufacturing. It's called sodium fluoride. Prior to the 1950s and 60s, it had to be disposed of in a very expensive way, and then lots of tests and surveys, not surveys, but what's the word I'm looking for? Trials were supposedly produced showing that it helped with the cavities, which is absolutely false. It's one of the most toxic substances you can put in your body. And if you go to a regular fluoride toothpaste box, read the back of it. It'll tell you not to use more than a pea-size amount, and that if you ingest any of it, immediately go to the hospital. Go look on the boxes today. They're still there. So again, that's not true. It is terrible for you. Michelle Robinson said, do you know how Michael Janko from Florida is doing? I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it, but my hope and prayer is that everybody in Florida is doing okay. And again, Guy Adams sent a rose. Thank you, Guy. Love the roses, everyone. Please keep them coming and double click that screen and likes and thumbs up on the others. Let's get this message out to as many people as we can. So the Milton did hit Florida this morning, and it came in as a category 3, which is bad, yes, but not nearly as bad as it could have been. So I am grateful for that, if nothing else. Mary McCrary said, isn't anything safe anymore? Well, the thing is, Mary, a lot of this is getting exposed. Things that I talked about 35 years ago, when people looked at me like I had a horn coming out of my head, that's not the case anymore. People are waking up to the true horrors of our food, our water, our air. And again, that's why RFK Jr. was brought in. He's going to clean up a lot of that. But we need to make people understand that that's a real deal, and that's something that has to be taken care of. Ms. Karen said, have you ever gotten toothpaste in your eyes? It burns. I haven't put toothpaste in my eyes, but it doesn't surprise me that it would burn. There's a lot of not very good things in there. Beth said, RFK. I agree. It's interesting. I'm actually trying to get him on the show, believe it or not. A friend of mine is very good friends with him. And, he's been very busy recently, but she's confident that he'll agree to come on the show at some point. So I'm hopeful that we'll be able to see him. And also Mike Lindell will be coming on the show soon. Now I'm coordinating with corporate to see what day, but it's Mike Lindell will be on the show soon. And if there's other people that you want me to try and reach out to and see if I can get them on, please let me know. I'd be happy to. Graham Cracker 514 said, yes, Maha, make America healthy again. Amen. I agree. Let's see. So Angie is giving the thumbs up to the real Alex, who's helping in the background. I'm so glad that he's here. He is such a blessing. You guys have no idea how much he has helped me. I mean, this is an example. We're live on 4 platforms right now, and he's moderating the TikTok, so we're not getting a whole bunch of garbage in the chat, which is great. Beth said, I like Vivek. Beth, I was on the fence with him, but the more I hear from him, the more confident I am that he's part of the team. Anella said, regular toothpaste is great for cleaning your headlights. It doesn't surprise me how many chemicals are in there. It's just crazy. Happy Rosie 45 said Category 5 never did come into Florida. No, it didn't. It came in as a Category 3. And that was one of the things I talked about on my show this morning, Daily Dispatch. Were they trying to keep us looking over there while something else was going on with these fires? Well, I'm not saying that's the case, but it sure looks suspicious to me, to say the least. Angie said he makes me suspicious. I'm not sure who you're talking about, if that's Vivek or RFK, but maybe you could clarify that. Michelle Robinson said, love this new world we're all going to create. Praying God. Yeah, there's a lot of wonderful things happening right now, much more than most people are aware of. And I know it looks kind of dark, and it's always darkest before the dawn, but wonderful things are happening in the background. So Guy Adams 152 said, so is Coca-Cola. You're right, Guy. It's just terrible for you. I mean, that used to be one of my guilty pleasures, is I would have a Diet Coke once in a while. I mean, I haven't done it in, I can't even tell you how long, but you're right. Coca-Cola is terrible. It's just amazing how far we've gotten away from what healthy living and lifestyles were meant to be. So again, you guys, if you would double tap the screen on TikTok and a thumbs up and a like on X, YouTube, and Rumble, please. Oh, and by the way, so let me get a little house cleaning in here. As you all know, I'm sponsored by MyPillow. If you go to mypillow.com/Sam, I actually had a phone call with Mike a few weeks ago, and he made a special offer to my audience. And if you go to mypillow.com/Sam, he has listed a whole bunch of things at discounted rates just for our community. You can get the MyPillow for less than half off right now. mypillow.com/Sam, or just mypillow.com, and then put in the discount code Sam, and you'll get those discounts. Let's see. Alexandra Lanachek said you should dig into Dr. Ken Berry on YouTube. You'll learn a lot. I don't know who that is, but I'm certainly open to it. I'm assuming, is he a naturopath or what? Don't really know what that is, but thank you for the heads up. Happy Rosie said, read the ingredients of Pepsi. Yeah, there's some fetal tissue in there from what I understand. It's not a good thing. So, all righty, folks. Well, it looks like we are coming up on about an hour. I think we're going to wrap it up here. I want to thank everybody for being here. I love doing these lives. I love having the interaction that we all get to have together. Again, if you would give me a thumbs up on YouTube, Rumble, and X, or a like, and a double tap on the screen on TikTok, I would appreciate it. And I want everybody to have just a wonderful day. Just remember, we're in the thick of it. It's probably going to get pretty dicey over the next few weeks. But just remember, I believe the Patriots are in control and that we're moving in the right direction. Okay, everybody. Well, thank you for being here. Have a wonderful day. I'll probably be going live again this week. But please, thank you again. And as I said, have a great day.